to Wolfe Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolfe Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolfe Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. In the shop this month, we have our scent of the month, which is sweet pea. Everything scented in the sweet pea fragrance is 25% off till the end of the month. And then next month, we'll have another scent on sale. So swing on by. We have that and other items on our sales list too, so never remember what they are, so I have to keep looking, but
well, we change it so much.
Yeah, we try and keep it up to date, and cycle things through.
Keep you hopping.
Yeah. You have to keep coming back to check it out. So
welcome to new viewers and welcome to returning viewers. Thanks for I'm seeing the cat just start knocking everything over. Welcome. Howdy.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time to watch our podcast. Cosmo here, he's being friendly today, so I thought I'd take him and give him some attention.
He's one of our little boys. Can you hold him where you can see him?
Little. Yeah. Oh, this cat is huge. Come on, Cosmo.
He's only 20 pounds.
Yeah, and he's all fur too, so.
And he doesn't know he's really a cat. If you try to put him down on his feet, cats are supposed to land on their feet. Yeah, he doesn't know that. He also doesn't meow. He mute meows.
He has no.
He goes. No sound.
Yeah, and you could do just about anything to this cat, and he doesn't care.
I'm making my nose itch.
Yeah.
Jimmy actually dresses him up in his Build-A-Bear clothes. And he'll just sit there and lounge for a picture. He's
like our Gumby, our bendable buddy. You could basically flop him anyway, and he'll just be there. He's a happy cat. Only on rare occasion does he get excited, but
bags.
Yeah.
The sound of bags freak him out.
Yeah, he'll get good running, but all right, Cosmo, I'll let you go. He's gonna hang around and he'll keep
got my nose.
He'll keep rubbing up against our legs here. He's in a mood to.
So if you're watching on iTunes, we do have a blog that I can never remember when I say that. wolffarms.blogspot.com.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on iTunes. We have a blog. We're on Blip TV.
Blip TV.
We have a Ravelry group.
Yeah.
I'm Knittin' Wolf everywhere. Plurk, Twitter, you name it. You're not?
I'm not.
We do have a Wolfe Farm Twitter account, but I forget about it.
Yeah, you never update that, so.
No, because I usually go through Plurk, and then that goes into my Twitter, and I don't have to do that. And I have a cat here everywhere.
Thanks, Cosmo.
I know. That was a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But, you say here, oops, I just...
Yeah, this is my social networking right here.
Just tweeted.
Oops, I just tweeted, so... Nothing like a little humor on the farm.
Yep. So I want to mention our podiversary wrap. Forgot what I called it.
You're stalling out there.
Well, I was going to do the... Because even Lauren said you have to do the hand motion to get it.
It's not the same without the hand motion.
Random appreciation prize.
Now you see why I have so much fun.
And really, I just told him before we hit the button, I said, I'm really mellow today.
Yeah. She's been saving it up for you. You're witnessing the unleash of all of her energy here. So
sugar.
Yeah, sugar rush here.
Had a few jelly beans to pump
Jelly beans and other goodies.
I'll show you in a minute. So, this week's wrap goes to the Wolfe Farm $5 gift certificate. Goes to Daniela, and she's Caffeinated Gert of the Caffeinated Knitting Podcast. See, I got to do the twang because she's tying a say.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, Caroline always says, oh, it just takes you a couple minutes.
No, not even that. You hear it, and then you're like, you get that whole southern drawl. Southern California.
See? Southern California. That's where I was born. And then our pattern went to Jam L Knitter, which is Lisa. So, and I sent her the Hyde Park shawl, and I was going through her queue. She's got a lot of good stuff. I'm like, oh, I like
gotta
that.
add
So
that
I
one to
gotta
mine. Gotta
that.
add that, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I need to quit looking. Get too many projects, too many things I'm wanting to knit.
I know. And you're just telling me you're getting stressed out over all the projects you have on the needles and too many things all waiting to be done.
Really bothers me.
Taunting you because you see the bags looking at you, huh?
Yeah.
Knit me, knit me.
They do.
See, you
And,
need to be like
then I have the patterns that are in waiting, and they're like, come on, come on, come on. That's what they're doing. They talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm hearing outside voices.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. Why don't you lay on the couch and we'll just have a discussion there.
So, yay!
Yeah, congratulations to both of you.
You guys got one more week for our August Catchin It. So get those in, and we'll be having that drawing next week on top of more rap.
Yeah.
Rap.
See, August ends Friday? Is it?
Whenever the 31st is, because that's my dad's birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, I know what day it is. Just trying to think. I think it's...
Well, the 28th is Tuesday,
8th,
which is my
9th,
mom's
10th.
birthday.
Oh, the Thursday, so the 1st is Friday. So just trying to keep track.
So I got
This
two
year's
birthdays.
don't by fast, don't you think?
Too fast.
It's always something.
When you,
Keep
when
us
you
busy.
get this age, it flies by.
Yeah. You think we just don't remember it? That's why it seems so fast?
Yeah.
So I record it so we could remember what it is that we actually did. Have to go back and watch our own episodes just so we can remember.
Yeah. See, we're really doing this all for us.
Yeah. So now you know. So.
That's pretty sad.
Well, let's get things underway then.
In the farm happenings.
In the farm happenings.
I almost skipped the whole segment. Not much.
Not much? Yeah, well, I had a long
week.
work week, so yeah, that usually takes precedence. So, but yeah, so we got a couple large orders that we're doing for kits and clubs and that sort of thing. So we're trying to
kit.
We've been busy with that, and plus we're gearing up for holiday season because we always
craft fair retreats and
we have to start pumping out the soap because that really is our biggest.
Pump out the soap. The songs
just
pop into my head.
We have to start the soap because there's a 3-week cure time. We have to really kind of stay ahead of the game on those, and so we have to make sure we have enough on hand, to get us through, this coming holiday season. So I'm kind of gearing up for that, getting everything ready for that. So that's my job, getting things ready. And what else? Farm happenings. Oh, I fixed the TV. I fixed the TV.
The light or whatever that's dirty on it. Yeah.
Out where we live, it's very dusty, unfortunately. And so over time, our TV builds up. There's a fan that cools the light and everything, and it blows dust into there. And so every so often, I have to take the TV apart and clean everything out. So that was my yesterday's task, because otherwise it heats up and then the TV wants to shut down. So now it's working. Looks good. Always looks brighter after I go in and clean everything out. So
it's about every 6 months at least.
Yeah. Well, we got a humidifier too, and I think that makes it build up too, so. Yeah. You just roll your eyes at me.
That reminds me of that book. I'm going to get the twitchy hand.
Oh,
50 Shades,
yeah.
You don't roll your eyes.
Yeah. I didn't read it, so I don't know. I've heard comments.
Yeah.
I've got little bits and pieces of it from Don. But enough of that. So on to In the Coop. We'll get things underway here.
I can't even get to my In the Coop.
Here.
Let's see.
You want me to
that
grab?
over there.
Yeah, I don't have anything on my side of the table.
My first thing in the Coop.
I don't have a bunch of projects yelling at me.
Really? Well, they should be.
They're not. They don't talk to me. Not yet, at least.
I'm going to be frogging this anyways, is the My Hope by Laura Linneman, Lala Knits. And this is done with this fiber seed in the birthday bougainvillea, which sock bunning, the sock bunny fit Kimberly gave me in my awesome little donkey bag. I knit a little bit on this, and I did another thing of the Indian cross stitch. But can you see the difference here? Because the first cross stitch, Indian cross stitch pattern is bigger.
Yeah, it's looser.
Yeah.
Crossover.
Which it was done different.
Yeah, you were using the pattern down here, and you used a different technique for the top.
But the technique at the top looks neater.
Yeah,
it's not as wormy.
Yeah.
The other one looks like spaghetti worms.
It's
and
just more...
even stretching that out is... So I'm going to frog this all the way back to Peekaboo.
Yeah, all the way back to before.
Because I'm just not... I don't like this bottom.
Well, see, if you never did the top one, I wouldn't have realized that that was supposed to be... If this was the intent, I didn't see it there at all until you did the top part, and I can see where that might be. It's really
But it just
loose,
looks way neater. I don't know if you can... Trying to get it close enough to... So, I'm fussy, yes. So, I'm going to frog that. And
remember, you enjoy knitting. So, you get... Just frogging it makes it more enjoyable because you get to knit more.
This one row, when you're doing the wraps, it's a paid-for pattern, so I don't want to say too much. Size, were these 6s? 5 or 6s? US 5 needles.
You had an issue with it.
It's when you do wraps and it gets down onto your cable, when you're coming on the other side row, trying to get those wraps because they tighten up to the small length of the cables is a real booger getting back on your needles. So that really stalls it.
So you have to wrap loose, or...
Well, I did wrap loose. I'm wondering even if putting something else there while you just do those wraps, but then I don't want it
your
baggy.
size will be...
Right, yeah, so... Yeah.
Just bear with it.
Ben and Garrett. Ben
How many,
Grin and Barrett. There we go.
Ben and Garrett.
Ben and Garrett. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
So, yeah.
So how many of those do you have? How many of the
Well, it's quite a few.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
whole sections.
Okay, well.
But hers in the picture do not look wormy.
Yeah, they look a lot tighter, so I don't know. Maybe you're just looser knitting there or something.
Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe I just didn't...
Maybe you didn't read the pattern?
Me not read the pattern? Are you kidding?
Yeah, I know.
So that's one in the Coop. My next... in the Coop in my silver pumpkin randy bag. And this is my Rockefeller, and this is done in the Knit Picks Burgundy. And then my Cakewalk. Ooh, it's getting a little bit smaller. Cakewalk Yarns Peppermint Bark.
Yeah. Holiday season's coming, so that might come back out.
I think she did have some dyed up because she had some requests. So where's my... This is... Oh, by the way, this is... I feel so far away from you. This is my Stephen West Rockefeller. It's no longer a mystery. With size 3 needles. And my Dicky-Doo is there. I finished up... This down here was clue 2. So I finished up clue 2 and I'm almost done with clue 3. So, and I'm loving how this is turning out. This is a pretty fun knit too. I've really liked this part here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once I get this part done, then you start from the ends.
Oh, you got to pick up all those.
I don't know yet. Haven't read it.
Oh.
Imagine that. Haven't read it. So yeah, I really love the contrast with this yarn. It just, that burgundy just makes the peppermint bark colors just pop. I just love it.
Ties the two together really well.
So, yeah.
Pretty awesome.
It's going to be quite big too, really, once that's blocked and stretched out. So, yeah, I just need to get some of these projects done.
Or you can move on to the next group.
Yeah, and I'm wanting to do that color affection so bad with...
You got the even star, and you've got the...
Even star's on the back burner.
Yeah.
But
it's in timeout before you even started.
Yeah.
You wound the yarn, though.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's wound. Ready. Ready and waiting. So... I was going to say something. You totally distracted me. Now I can't even remember.
It'll come back to you. Just watch the podcast. You remember.
Yeah, then I'll be like, oh, dang, I forgot to
I knew I was going to say that.
And then, this is the preemie blanket, and I think I only worked on this during So You Think You Can Dance, because I'm so busy watching dancing. And I think that's the only TV show we do watch.
Yeah, that's about it. We don't watch a whole lot.
Well, American Pickers.
Well, we don't. We only Wednesday night. It's her show. That's up past her bedtime too, anyways. But she bears with it. She brims and what'd you say?
Brims and
Garrett's on Wednesday and stays up late.
So I have this pattern written in on my project page. It's preemie blanket, and it's done in Bernat baby coordinates. So I didn't do too much, just a little bit. I figured even if I do it just a couple rows, it'll get done by October 14th. So
cool.
It's crocheted. Sorry. I heard the twang on that one too.
Well, if you hear it.
Although I still like how Silly Fru says it. Crotchet.
Crotchet, huh?
Crotchet.
It's all in the pronunciation, huh?
Yeah. And the preemie blanket is for the Three Stitches podcast. I'm in slow motion. For the El Paso Children's Hospital that are in need of
baby blankets. Always.
Always. A huge need. And this is going from now till October 14th. There are prizes in the Three Stitches group. We are one of the donators. And for an extra incentive, we started a thread to throw out some prizes
some additional prizes.
Just to get more and more blankets to the Three Stitch podcast gals. And we've had Silver Pumpkin donate a bag. We've had Bird Leg Bags donate a bag. That just sounded weird saying bag. And we're donating a gift certificate for our own. So, and if you want to donate, to either group, either the Wolfe Farm group or the Three Stitches, PM us, PM me or Knit a Little, and, it'd be really appreciated. Even if it's, a stash yarn or, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Just put the incentives out there to get people, if anything, to try and get a prize, and anything to help get additional blankets, because there is such a need.
Yeah, and they need to be 30 by 30. You can do 18 by 18 or 24 by 24, and that's Knit a Little. You can get her address because that's where they'll be shipped to. For our prize, you just need to put in the picture of the finished blanket. So
on ours, and then
theirs, they need the blanket. Yeah, you gotta send it. So I thought I would show another little picture of Jimmy, Farmer Jim, when he was in ICU. What do they have on his head?
I think that's I
don't know. This is actually him being tube fed. They stick it in, in his mouth and down into his stomach. They actually wanted to send him home like this because he wouldn't suck out of the bottles. And it wasn't until the last day that we were possibly going to bring him home, I said, hey, let's try breastfeeding. And that little booger knew what to do with that, man. He just latched on like there is no tomorrow.
No instruction needed.
Yeah. So that's...
And you can see how small he is compared to my hands. He was little then. He's grown. You've seen him.
So yeah.
Yeah. So no, that was you know, it was later. I'm trying to figure out at what point that was, because he's off of. Yeah, I was going to say that's closer towards when we're actually taking him home, because he doesn't have a lot of the.
It's only 5 days though.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Because the number, I can seize it.
Oh, okay. You can seize it. I was trying to figure out, because when he was first in there, he had a lot of the other things on there, the oxygen mask and stuff. So, but he's in the incubator. They took him from NICU, and then there was before we took him home, they moved him to a secondary. It's less.
It was a secondary in ICU, but still.
But it was for the less critical babies, because he got to the point where, they originally, had him in the NICU, and this is, the full. These are the highly, concerned babies they have in there, and then,
critical.
But the critical ones, and then when he improved, in terms of how he was developing, and they moved him into the. I can't
remember the name.
They have a term for it, but they're not as critical. They go in there and they're fully monitored. It's just not all of the critical babies. So, but he was there for the last couple of days that he was in the hospital.
Yeah. So what's in your coop?
What's in my coop? Well, let's see, what bag is this? This is my silver pumpkin. Chicken baking bag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cooking, yeah.
Cooking chicken.
Cooking chicken. That's what I do.
That's what you do.
I cook chicken.
That's all I eat.
Yeah. I started a new project. It is, I don't have my...
Grandma's favorite dishcloth, but we're adapting it into a blanket.
Yeah. So I'm doing it with Bernat baby coordinates.
Yeah, he had it on other yarn, but someone's a snob.
I had just got done finishing my hat on Dancing Dog Dye Works, and that's nice yarn. And then she gives me this other yarn, and I'm like, this isn't very nice.
He looked like he was knitting with. I almost said testicles. I was thinking tentacles or worse.
Yeah, there's a definite difference in feel, and. So I started doing that with the other yarn, and
so I had to dig out some.
I didn't ask for that. Dawn just got concerned that
Well, he hadn't touched it after he said that comment. He's like, "Oh, you give me stinky needles. Now you gave me sucky yarn."
So now I have it on. I'm doing it on number 5 Addy Turbo lace needles. And these are the stinky needles, apparently, because I do catch a whiff of them every now and again. And I haven't tried cleaning them yet, but maybe I will.
Yeah, Lauren said we could use ketchup.
Ketchup. It might be just the vinegar, maybe vinegar. That's, the main thing in the ketchup might clean these up. But I haven't knitted that much on it. But the new yarn I got is kinky yarn. This is it's kind of funky, and I keep picking up the middle of the stitch or middle of the yarn when I'm coming through.
Yeah.
So it'll be a slow thing, but this is going to be a blanket. Did you weigh that? Aren't you supposed to weigh it so I know when I'm halfway done? Or do you think I'm going to have more than enough there?
It was a full skein, so I shouldn't have to. So just do the ounces.
Just asking. Because apparently I'm supposed to knit this out until I get halfway done with this huge ball. Well,
I have more, just in case.
But the idea is I am actually knitting a blanket. So I don't know if this is one that's going to get done. It's going to take me a while.
October 14th.
Yeah. See, it's going to take me a while. The upside is it's just straight knitting, so it's not too bad. But yeah, so I've got a little bit done there. Not a whole lot, but that's my new project. And I wanted to get started on the shawl cowl for you as well. So I might actually have 2. I keep talking about that. I've been talking about it since before I even started the hat. It's still in the bag sitting next to me. But that takes a little bit more...
concentration.
Yeah, I got to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not TV time for me. It's not something I can do. This one's actually pretty straightforward, but the only problem I have is I keep picking up through the middle of the yarn when I'm trying to knit.
Yeah, because it has like a ply of the shiny stuff is like a thread.
Yeah, I keep catching something.
Yeah.
Plus, I like the Highas better. They're pointier, and I find that the pointier needles tend to these are kind of dull compared to the Highas.
Okay.
I'm just saying. No, it's fine. I'm not a yarn snob. I'm not a needle snob. I just know what I like.
I know Peter. Is it Vampy?
Oh.
Is it Vampy with the name? I can't think of his rap right now. But he just ordered his wife some of the Highas. And I go, oh yeah, because he just completed his first scarf. Yay! So I bet he will like those too.
Yeah, like I said,
see, there's a
I'm
dual
not a yarn.
Purpose why he
I'm not a yarn snob. I'm not a needle snob. I just know what I like. So don't give me the good stuff. You know, it's okay. Well, we'll take a step back. We don't get HD TV. We just get normal TV because I know as soon as I get HD TV, everything else is going to look bad, and so we have the normal TV. TV programming through DirecTV. Our TV will do HD. I don't order it because then I'm just going to be disappointed with everything if I do that. Just like this. Give me bad needles first, and then give me the good ones later. You give me the good ones to start off, everything's going to see, So, yeah, not yarn snob. Just know what I like. So that's what I have on in my coop. Got a little bit done. I'll put the Dicky Doo on there, and then I'll see how far I get with that. But yeah, so that's what I have on. I do want to start the cowl because that's got good yarn, and it's got
good yarn and good needles.
Good yarn and good needles. See, because I know what I like. So that's what's in my coop.
So Flown the Coop this week has actually already flown the farm too, and is on its way to Hawaii. And this is with the Single Handed Knits podcast, which is Mel. She's Imsky Knits on Ravelry. And she's doing this whole big shebang of Sock the Vote. I think I already mentioned that last week or something. It's in kind of to have fun without the political, but you still have the undecided party, the green party, the
making
cuff up party,
yeah, lighthearted.
Right. Yeah, so she's also having challenges, and I got something in my eye. And first challenge was to knit a mini sock. Then the second challenge, she let us know what it's for, which it's actually going to a battered women's shelter. And just to give them hope and to let them know that others care. And, I wasn't going to get involved with the whole Sock the Vote thing until I heard this, because I actually worked at our local shelter quite a while. Yeah. So blah, 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 blah. After all that, I knit. Oh, wow.
Touched her. Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, man.
It's reacting to the camera.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is the Sequa mini sock pattern, which is one of my designs. I've been meaning for the past, 4 years to have it grow up into an adult size sock.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah. I knit that up and I sent that off, and I put green in, so just in case I do decide to go with the green party and get real involved, because, I can't say no. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is already sent off to mail. So, if you guys have time, get on over there and have fun.
Yeah. I guess if you ever make that pattern a bigger pattern, I'll have to start making bigger sock walkers, huh?
I know. So, that's now to market. I went to market twice. And one of them was Gnome Acres I keep feeling something blow up my shirt. Woo. Gnome Acres had an update, and I had this crazy thought in my head that I would knit my Scrappy Happy blanket in just Gnome Acres. I thought that'd be really cool. Also, Spun Too Tight of the Spinner's World podcast showed me this really cool scarf.
Oh, that you can do in the same scrappy scarf?
Scrappy scarf. So I'm like, not that I need another project right now. But anyways, I couldn't resist because I watched, Amanda has a podcast, No Makers Podcast, and she was saying that once these Avengers mini skeins are gone, they're gone.
Gotta get them while
she knows how to get me in. So I got the Avengers, and it has all the, I wanted to show her cute packaging. I know a lot of podcasts have shown the different colors, so. My favorite's this Hulk smash with the purpley pink and green. And then she also had Halloween mini skeins. You know, and of course there's that candy corn.
Gotta have the candy corn.
Yeah, and Silly Fruit. Boy, I'm just going to be mentioning her right and left today. She posted a picture of whole candy corn in her Walmart. They are all in South Carolina.
Yeah, nothing out this way.
None. I'm hunting up and down. They didn't even have Halloween crap out yet. It's all,
surprising.
Yeah.
I think they have Valentine's stuff at our local Walmart already. So you missed the
I missed out. I'm like...
Stores, it seems like they put this stuff in so much earlier anymore.
Yeah, and then other people were saying that their Joann's had it. I think Melly Abella felt sorry for me. She said she'd go get me some. I thought my butt don't need it.
Maybe in September. Maybe they're holding off on.
It's the Brock's made with honey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just have to buy a case.
That's what
come
you
back
did
from
for
Walmart.
Me last
year.
Yeah,
I bought a lot, and it didn't last.
Not long. I don't know where these things go. So he bought me balls yesterday, donut balls.
Yeah.
And they're like gone in 60 seconds. I told him they don't put all 12 in there.
Yeah. You actually got 11 because I had one.
Oh, see, I knew I was like, missing.
You were shorted one way or the other.
Yep. So, sorry, the neighbors, all these cars right here on my periphery. So then I also wandered on over to Cattail Knits, which is Rachel of the Knit Me Happy podcast. And I hope she's having safe travels as she goes to New York for vacation. You wanted to know that, huh? And this is her Twinkie sock base in the Daily Dose of Waffles. And this is one of her kitties. I just love these colors. And it is so soft. I've been talking about it all week, haven't I? I'm like, oh, I like the twist. I love the colors. It's just so soft and squishy. And then she also sent she's got two different sizes of stitch markers. So she sent one of each on her little business card. Which, those are like my favorite kind of stitch markers. I love those.
Yeah, nothing to get.
You know, you can always put one in through your nose.
I don't have with your sparkly hair, huh?
Yeah, I don't have the guts to do that, so. Just like I don't have the guts to do a tattoo either, but I'd probably be allergic to it anyways.
Yeah, we'll just get you the lick and stick tattoos, right? You get it wet.
Yeah, I can handle those. 463 yards, too. Goodness. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Go to Cattail Knits.
She's not very energetic today. That's what she told me before the podcast.
I wasn't. So then now we go to Squeal like a pig.
I'm looking at the stash and
trying
to figure out what it is, what's coming down the pike here.
Yeah, Carolyn Shirley of the Girlfriends Knitting Podcast. See, I'm mentioning all these. Now I got to remember that I'm mentioning all these podcasts so I can link them. Went to the post office and I got this. See, she's from Mississippi, so see the twangs coming out just by mentioning her. I opened the bag.
Box. Go to the post office, get the box.
And when I opened the box, this is fly on me. Yeah. This is what was on top. And I first glanced at it and thought, I'm getting attacked. I first thought, how'd she get Fugees' picture like that? This is her dog, pig. Fugees a cougar. Because this is her Mississippi boyfriend. He's only 2. And Fugee's 6.
Yeah.
You know, I first told Carolyn that she's just robbing the cradle.
Yeah.
And when I told him, he goes, Fugee's a cougar.
Yeah, the cougar. She's out finding herself a young man, huh?
Yeah, she found her my youngin'. And I gotta tell you, Carolyn, these are so yummy. If you guys have not tried this, and I know Melanie's gonna be screaming at me because I got her addicted to them jelly beans. These are so good. They also do not have these at Walmart.
Not ours. I think they
I was really
us.
going up and down that candy aisle the other day. And I wasn't, there's only 4 left in here because I had to drag them away from Jimmy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jimmy helped you out on those, I know. So.
Yeah, I had to go tie him down and get them from him. They're so good.
I have to keep an eye if I go to CVS
They're
during the week.
chewy. They're so yummy. And then she sent me this awesome project bag that she made me. And of course, it's got pink and green. She did such a good old job on this. Told her that she got to teach me how to sew. We need a sewing party.
Yeah.
So it's got a cool little handle too.
Cool.
The flowers, I keep wanting to sniff it.
You sniff yarn, you sniff everything else.
He's looking at me the other day when I'm sniffing the yarn. He goes, "What are you doing?"
It's the first thing she does. Feel, sniff.
Yep.
So.
And then some beautiful pink stitch markers. Stitch markers. And pretty pink. Pretty pink. And then she had, which Fugee's been really fussing because I haven't let her have them yet. She sent Fugee, see, I can't even speak right. Fugee and Sadie, both Twinkie toys. Fugee said pig's hers because it reminds her of pig.
I heard her come here, Fuge.
Come here, Chico. Come here. Unless she thinks she's in trouble. And then some made in the USA. Yummy
Dog
treats.
treats.
But I had this whole package on the island the other day, and I'm wondering, why does Fugee just keep circling the island and kind of... I forgot the box was up there.
She knows where the treats are,
She's
don't
like
you, Fuge?
staring right now.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Carolyn. So that was so sweet. That's just so funky how much they look alike.
Same coloring.
Mm-hmm. So that was awesome and fun, and now I can quit tormenting my dog. Oh, the eyes just got huge. She's like, yeah, put that on the ground.
He gets you over by me, huh?
And then my buddy Mad79, Melanie. I had to show you the card. Too cute. She sent me some awesome minis for my Scrappy Happy blanket. And then some mint tea and peach tea.
Cool.
So it'll be yummy.
So that'll be good. I know you like working on that scrappy
I know,
happy
I just
thing.
need more time.
Well, because you were doing 1 square a day in the morning, weren't you? And then
Yeah, a long time ago. But it's really cool because, you know, I told her different things that I had done with my yarns, and this is what she used for her color affection, and so it's neat because we're kind of matching up our
projects.
Yeah.
The projects those leftovers
really
are from.
Soft, yeah. So that was so cool. I was totally squealing.
Yeah, you got a bunch of mini skeins
Because it's
now
like,
to start.
ooh, I know, I need to get cracking.
You have your Avenger section in your yarn, in your thing,
Yeah, but
unless
I
you
was
do
going
a
to keep that
cowl.
one separate.
No, that'll be your shawl thing.
Yeah, I have those minis from Dancing Dog. I have the minis from Marcia. You know, it's like...
It's calling out your name.
I just...
Cool.
Yeah, time after time. Who's that? Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that you didn't know this is actually a musical podcast. We're doing our Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical version of our... Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, I loved that episode. I want to get that.
Imagine that. She likes people busting out in music, song, and
I've never watched Glee.
Yeah, I think we did once. We didn't really care for it.
Well, I was just thinking that's a musical-y thingy.
Yeah. No, we don't.
So I have even more Squeal Like a Pig this week. I didn't know about all of this. I knew about some of this. But Cakewalk Yarns and I have been conspiring to come up with a colorway for October. Because we've both been, this has been going on for months, we were talking about things. And we're going to have a harvest cakewalk. Cakewalk. Harvest cakewalk. Because at all the harvest parties that we go to, our church and stuff, there's always a harvest cakewalk where you do this, you walk around the cakes and, it's kind of like musical chairs, but cake. We're not going to do that, but I'm just saying this is where this is where
the mad ideas come from.
Yes. Huh? So, she sent this awesome card too. And, oh, well, duh. I didn't even, she's at etsy.com/shop Cakewalk Yarns. I will have this all linked. She also has a Ravelry group. And the Harvest Cakewalk there's a special yarn called Sincerest. And this is from, which she sent me this book too. It's from it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And this is which is actually the front. The front photo. But here is her inspiration photo. Is it getting, because I can't see over the book.
Yeah, you got it.
And here, I can't see.
Here, I got that.
Okay. And there is the dyed yarn.
The yarn.
And it's sincerest because Linus actually says in the movie, and of course, shoot, Rose, I didn't, in the video, Linus indeed talks about the sincerest pumpkin patch.
So lift it up a little bit. You can see the flecks of orange in there.
It is so awesome. So she sent me the book and card, and she sent me a skein of sincerest. It's 460 yards in her footsie base. There's also a code inside the ball band. Good through December 31st, I'm pretty sure. So for this knit along, you can, well, first, in order to get, let's do this first. To get this skein, she's going to have 25 on September 4th in her shop. Then 2 weeks later, which will be September 18th, she's going to have another 25. For the knit along, since it's Harvest Cakewalk, you can knit socks, shawls. I'm going to list a bunch of different harvesty, try to get it
oriented
to a fall harvest kind of thing, to make it fun, to use your creative juices. And so you don't have to use but why wouldn't you want to? Look how pretty this is. It's just gorgeous. You can use any Cakewalk yarns. The cowl has to be knit with Cakewalk yarns.
Cowl or socks or...
Yeah. So I was also thinking that if you use this, you can enter it twice. So two chances.
Bonus entry if you
bonus.
Use the...
Well, Rose is so sweet. She knows I've had this in my favorites on Etsy for a long, I think since she came out with it. It's called Podcast Junkie. And it is just gorgeous. But look at these two together. So it's just so, it really picks up the orange, and
they complement each other really well.
Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking of doing something with those two together. But she also sent someone yarn to do socks or maybe a cowl or something out of.
Yeah, that is.
And she said this was her manliest yarn. But I got such a hoot out of, it's called Weenie. I go, James, she sent you the weenie yarn.
Yeah, I got the weenie yarn. Yeah, I might do a pair of socks out of that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Got the gears turning, but
You do?
yeah.
Wow.
We talked about this.
Oh, I know.
I wasn't filming that part, so you can't go back and rewind. But we were talking about socks, maybe with that.
So this will be
So thank you, by the way.
through September. You can buy the yarn. She's also going to be having an ad in our group and in her group with this, so you can click through there. So by October 1st will be the cast on for our Harvest Cakewalk.
Cool.
And if you did a toy or a Halloween monster, you could enter into the Knittables or Retro Lemon threads too. So
Multi-purpose.
So, and there'll be prizes for that and stuff.
So
So I think that's all my two marketing and squealing like a pig.
yeah, I
And
think you.
so what's picking on the farm?
Picking on the farm. I mentioned last week that we had an issue with when I went fishing. I forgot the memory card for my normal digital camera, and so I ended up taking some pictures with my iPhone, and then got the requests to maybe cover iPhone. How to use your iPhone. To improve. The use of iPhone to take pictures and stuff, because
That's all I use.
that's all you use. And I thought, well, I can kind of address the iPhone specifically, and then I can also kind of talk about phone cameras in general, And depending on which iPhone you use, this is the newest iPhone. They've actually got a pretty decent camera in it. The older iPhones, I think that's a 3G. The cameras in the older iPhones are just bad. They didn't work that well. The phone was more geared to be a phone and an app thing than a camera. So the older ones, it's really hard to get a decent picture out of the old phones. The newer one, it actually has a decent camera in it.
I gotta show his case I got him for Christmas, since he does medium format photography.
That is a Rolly medium format camera case for my phone. But there's very limited adjustments you can make on the camera settings here. There is a little bit of correction after the fact that you can use in the iPhone app itself, or you can buy additional apps. I don't use any apps on my phone. I do everything I do on Photoshop. But one of the things I wanted to comment on the phone cameras in general is that because this is used as a phone, you need to be cautious or wary that the lens on the back of your camera.
Dang fly.
I know, you're gonna have smacking me in the head, aren't you?
Yeah.
But the one thing you got to worry about is, because these are used as phones and you use it as talk on it as phone, is that you can get your fingerprints on the lens itself. And any type of oil, because your finger will leave oil on top of that lens, will reduce the quality of the picture. You just have to be cautious. Cautious of the lens itself. And so when you're using it as a phone, no worries. But you might want to have a cotton cloth or a microfiber cloth to clean that off if you're going to use it as a camera itself. Just clean it. You don't really need any solution. You just need to have a soft cotton cloth so that it doesn't scratch the lens. But that's one of the things that is probably the most concerning about the iPhone or any phone and the camera is that because the lens is on the back and you handle it as a phone, that you can get that lens dirty, and then you go to try and take a picture and you're like, oh, why does this look so abstract? You know, it's because you got a big old fingerprint sitting over the lens. So that is one of the tips that I have for using your phone as a camera. Also, there's no tripod on these, so you can't really, you really have to make sure that when you're taking a picture that you get stabilized. I think we actually discussed how to do that.
Yeah, we did a demo.
Yeah, we did a demo on, I don't remember which
I have no idea.
podcast. Look back at our notes, but there was a prior podcast where I actually covered, getting yourself stable without a tripod.
Up against a wall.
Up against a wall, hold your breath. Basically, try and bring your hands and arms in to help stabilize the camera, and that will improve how sharp the picture is and not as blurry. So one of the issues with using the flash on these cameras is, as you can see, the flash sits right in line with the lens itself up here. So it's going to make your pictures, if you use the flash, look really flat because there's going to be no shadow to differentiate three-dimension. And so if you could shy away from using the flash at all, if you're looking to get a halfway decent picture, the flash on these doesn't do it very well. So those are just a couple of the tips that I have. Apart from, like I said, there's limited settings, so you can't really adjust your exposure that well. I tried to play around with it to see if there was something hidden. There really isn't. It's you turn it on, you take a picture. And then after the fact on the iPhone, there's like a little magic wand on the new one that kind of does some corrections for...
You can crop too. I use the crop tool a lot.
Yeah, there's limited correction stuff, the cropping and the
red eye.
The red eye. If you use the flash, you won't get red eye if you don't use flash, because basically what red eye is the flash bouncing off the back of the retina in your eye, and that creates the red eye. So if you're not using a flash, you don't see it. The flash that is in direct line with the lens, like this is, will give you red eye almost all the time because it's reflecting right back at you, because the people are generally looking at the camera when you take the picture. So it comes right in line with the lens, it comes right back in, and you get red eye. Professional photographers actually will set their flash off on their camera. It's going to be off center. So if you're looking at the camera, you're not looking at the flash, you don't get the red eye because of that. But when it's in direct line with the lens itself, you get that really bad. But the camera, there's limited stuff. So other cameras may have other tools. The Samsung has their camera. I don't know what they have. So you have to search around. But I know in general these are kind of limited unless you buy additional apps to do correction and stuff. And I know there are some out there. I just don't use it. If I do take pictures, I send them to my computer and then use Photoshop on any cleanup after the fact. So.
And I don't.
She doesn't. She doesn't listen to me.
No, I do picture and it goes straight into Revelry.
I'm told that she won't ask me to take pictures because I make a production out of it. So.
And any projects on his page, I do them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah. They'd get there eventually. I call that juggling. Always got half a dozen things going on. So. But anyways, so that's my picking on the farm. Just tips on taking pictures with your phone and things you can do to kind of improve that. But hopefully that helps. Like I said, ask any questions that you might have, but that hopefully will give you kind of a sense of things to watch out for. So, flicking it back to you.
So for the summer reading, because it's still hot here and it's still summer, even though it's the end of August, we may still be having summer reading all the way to October.
Yeah.
So I want to highlight Anne Canadeo.
Sounds good to me. And
this, I only have 3 of them. I don't know if there's more. I know there's one January 2013 coming out. Because I'm like, oh, I don't have that one. But this is a Black Sheep knitting mystery, and it's a, lost my notes. It's 4 characters, 4 or 5, Maggie, Lucy, Dana, Suzanne, and Phoebe. They're the Black Sheep knitters, and they meet without fail. You know, they have a group that meets each week at this yarn store, and you know, they share their skeins, their lives, and recipes, and so I think there's even knitting ideas and recipes at the back of the book, and so they're fun. And of course, someone dies, and they're snoops, and they want to solve the mystery. And I think I've noticed, like, all my knitting fiction books are like that. But
there's a definite pattern.
What does that say about us? You know, knitting and death. I'm like, must be them sharp needles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I see Psycho.
Yeah. So this is A Stitch Before Dying. Knit Pearl Dye. And I read these so long ago. I need to reread all of these. And While My Pretty One Knits. Just with that title, I want to... You guys are just neat. So, yep, they're fun. I mean, it's... most of these that I've been showing are just light
reading.
Fluff reading, you know, not no great Shakespearean literature. Which I don't...
I was going to say, if it was Shakespearean literature, you wouldn't be reading it.
No, that ended in high school when I had to memorize the whole act of Macbeth and...
Just like your knitting,
Romeo
you want to
and
read
Juliet
to enjoy and have fun. So.
Yeah.
Before bedtime, wind down. So.
Yep. So, in the arena, I'm going to go kind of quick through this. Yeah, me quick. So there's the Halos of Hope, which provides chemo hats for cancer patients. They have 1 week till August 31st for the 200 Martina McBride little drive they're doing. I'm sure they still take hats after that, but just for that one thing. And Trouble just joined us, which Angel Mum 3 Sandy let us know about Halos of Hope. 2 Knitlet Chicks, their Mother Bear Cow ends August 31st, so you guys got to get cranking on these this week. Lynn Zim, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, she just ran Saturday for the Cupcake Mafia Triathlon. She raised $16,010.
I
mean, that is just
awesome.
so amazing.
Because that's pretty much double what she brought in last year, too.
Yeah,
you know, so it's
it is. That
awesome.
Yay. So Brenda, which is Good Stuff on Ravelry, you have another week to catch some of her patterns because the money that she raises for her donate patterns that she collects from her patterns will go to cancer research. I mentioned this 3 Stitches already. Kimber Lolly with her awareness ribbons and lace pattern is that's another breast cancer pattern that the donations go for to the Dana Faber fund. And Pinktober, which is in October, which the Knitting Den and Knit Nerd are doing. So you can kind of play those two together. Sock Bunny Knit and Fit is doing for August, September, October hats and scarves for Homeless Thing and Pinellas Hope. Click for Babies with Knitting on the Fly. The hats need to be, I think, 50% purple. And all this is in their groups. And I also have them under our charity thread. But charity's really important to me, so I'm always going to throw it out there. So, in the Even Star thread, I posted a Google document, and it lists all the stitches and the percentages for the Even Star. My friend Christina Castina sent that to me. So I have it under the Even Star thread, and I also have a special page on the Wolfe Farm group. So if you go to pages, it's there. You can download the document, which I bet that's going to be a big lifesaver. So Roundup is our Fiber is Art, and our Wolf. When's that ending? We got
The Fiber is Art.
I don't remember. We need to check that out.
Yeah, I better write that in the notes so we remember. Gotta go watch our old podcast so we remember
what
we
did
had
we say? The Catchin It August.
I think we got one more month on the Fiber is Art.
I do too, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think we started at the beginning of this month, and I think you have another month to do that. I think everybody's that's put in there is having fun
It's
with
really
it.
cool.
And
Yep. Oh, you just kind of stalled there. So I want to thank you for a new iTunes review. I want to thank you for the comments in the group. It's the group is just really active and fun.
Excellent.
And there are Wolf Farm buttons. Yeah, I got one today to show. The VideoCast buttons in the store. When you place an order, this can be yours free. If you put in the comment section, I'd like a button.
Yeah.
So
So I think that's about it.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Until next week.
You
I know.
You messed up.
No, I can't even. So until next time.
Let's get cracking.
And Catchin It. Bye.
Bye, y'all.